Hello and welcome again all of you. It is Marwan Ahmed Alotewi. Today we have a new presentation. On the first presentation we talked about coronavirus. The second was immigration. And now we will talk about discrimination. Like always, we have 8 points to discuss and I am sure all of you have a lot of benefits from this topic. The first one, what is this discrimination? Second, examples of discrimination. 3. How does discrimination affect our society? 4. What's the difference between racism and discrimination? 5. What are the most countries have the highest discriminators? 6. Why people discriminate others? 7. How to avoid discrimination? And number 8. The conclusion of this topic. Number 1. What is discrimination? Discrimination is the act of making unjustified distinctions between human beings based on the group, classes, or other categories to which they are perceived to belong. People may be discriminated on their basis, race, gender, age, or sexual orientation. As with the other categories, discrimination especially occurs when individuals or groups are unfairly treated in way which the worse than the other people are treated on the basis of their actual perceived membership in certain groups or social categories. It involves restricting members on the group from opportunities of privileges that are available to membership to another group. Number 2. Examples of discrimination. 1. Age. Age discrimination is discrimination and stereotyping based on the ground of someone's age. It is all set beliefs, norms, and value which used to justify discrimination or subordination based on person age. Number 2. Caste. According to UNICEF and Human Rights Watch, caste discrimination affects an estimated 250 million people worldwide. Discrimination based on caste, as perceived on UNICEF, is mainly brief part of Asia, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, Nepal, Japan, Africa, and the others. Number 2. Disability. Discrimination against people with disabilities in favor of people who are not called ableism of the disablism. Disability discrimination which treats not separate individual as the standard norms of living result in public private places and several education settings and the social services that ought built to serve standard people therapy, excluding those with various disabled. Number 3. How does discrimination affect our society? Discrimination affects people's opportunities, their well-being, and their sense of agency. Persistent exposure of discrimination can lead individuals to internalize the prejudice of stigma that is directed against them, manifesting in shame, low self-esteem, fear, and stress as well poor health. And the people who discriminate others, they don't know they destroy their place. And some people who promote while they are not qualified, and the productivity for the person who qualified will be not never same as the person who qualified. So that's why we should stop it. Number 4. What's different between racism and discrimination? Before I made this presentation, I thought there is no difference between them. But now I figured out there is a lot of difference between them. Here I have 4 different between racism and discrimination. First of all, racism. Racism is a belief that race has been affect our human abilities and traits and that's a particular race and superior in others. But discrimination is unjust of prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Racism is based on difference between skin, color, customs, tradition, language, place of birth, and also discrimination is based on different age, gender, race, abilities, sexual orientation, education, material, status, family background. 3. Racism can be lead discrimination or prejudice based on race, but discrimination can be caused by racism. And the last one, racism leads discrimination and prejudice, but discrimination leads to rejection and exclusion of certain groups of people. Number 5. What are the most countries have the highest discriminators? Here I have a list for the 10 most countries have discriminators, and it took place in 2010, and there is maybe not countries on the list right now. Number 10, Senegal, 64%. Number 9, Philippines, 67.2%. Number 8, Sri Lanka, 67.6%. Number 7, Djibouti, 72.9%. Number 6, Morocco, 73.4%. Number 5, Kuwait, 75.8%. Number 4, Somalia, 76.2%. Number 3, Egypt, 78.6%. Number 2, Pakistan, 79.8%. And the first one, Tunisia, 79.9%. And also there is a one note. This list took for specific reasons, such as age, gender, and color. Number 6. Why people discriminate others. There is no specific reason why people do that, but they have no lived in their shoes. They may also discriminate because that is what to do the previous generation have done, and they have not educated themselves regarding the circumstances. Here I have a few reasons why people discriminate. Number 1, bad experience. One bad experience can lead you to think everyone is like that. Number 2, parents. Family have a huge influence on us from a young age. 3, media. The media is often pays people to tend to believe what they read or what they hear from the media. Number 4, ignorance. Judging someone before you know anything about them. Number 7, how to avoid discrimination. Here I have a lot of instruction. If we all follow it, we will kill discrimination from this world. Number 1, respect cultural and racial difference in the workplace. 2, be professional in conduct and speech. 3, refuse to initiate, participate, or condone discrimination and harassment. 4, avoid race-based or culturally offensive humor when pranks. When in doubt, leave it outside the workplace. 5, familiarize yourself with the company, workplace, policies, and responsibility. Number 6, be proactive. Report intent and appropriate discriminatory, harassment, or abusive behavior your supervisor, human resource department, union, or management. Number 8. The conclusion of this topic. We all know discrimination is a bad behavior from people. It might be affect our economy. We should take it seriously and stop it in our next generations. We should teach our children this behavior is not acceptable in our life. With this instruction that I said in number 7, how to avoid it, such as respect the culture, the age, and be equal if you have a higher rank in your place or in your work. That's all help us to eliminate discrimination. That's all we have today. Thanks everyone for listening. I hope everyone have benefits from this topic. And I see you on the fourth presentation. And goodbye.